POV Italian Cooking, where you see cooking from my point of view. Tonight we are going to make veal saltimbocca. Real simple to make. Doesn't take a lot. You kind of got to put it together, build it. Veal cooks real quick. It's real tender. This is a delicious dish. New toy. We're going to use this in a later video. But it's a great dish. Absolutely phenomenal tasting. So let's get to it.
Alright, we have our ingredients laid out for our saltimbocca. Of course, the primary ingredient is a thinly sliced veal. I have this off to the side, so again, we do not cross-contaminate. You do not want to contaminate any of your food with your meat. We're going to have some all-purpose flour for dredging, some prosciutto and sage. What we're going to do, I'll show you how to kind of build your saltimbocca. You kind of pin those on. We're also going to have some unsalted butter that's going to go in the bottom of our pan. We are going to deglaze our pan with a Pinot Grigio. This is just a $8 Pinot Grigio, nothing to write home about. Our drinking wine, because I'm a red wine drinker, is some Gabbiano Bellezza Chianti Classico Reserva. It's a new Reserva that they have from Gabbiano. I don't know if I mentioned the sage or not, but we're going to use 1 leaf of sage for each piece of saltimbocca. So I'm going to break away, reset, we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you how to build a saltimbocca. Okay, the first thing we want to do now, what I did buy is the veal scallopini. As you can see, these are small cuts, they're very thin. Even though they are very thinly cut, we still want to pound them a little bit. That's just going to help tenderize them. So what we're going to do, we set them on some plastic. And we're going to wrap them up, just kind of cover them with plastic, mainly so we don't have meat juice flying everywhere. Again, we're not going to have to pound these a lot just because they are so thin. That's about all we're going to need to do on those two. See here, we want to kind of break up the fiber just a little bit. These are going to be so tender anyway, it's just not going to take a long time at all to cook these. So I'm going to go ahead, get these pounded out. We'll be right back. Okay, now it is time to build, for lack of a better way of saying it, we're going to build our saltimbocca. What you do is you take a piece of your veal, a piece of your prosciutto. In one of our later videos, I'll tell you some more about prosciutto. I love it. It's a wonderful lunch meat. Got a lot of rich in history, but I don't, since it's more of a supporting cast member now than the star of the dish, we'll talk about it when it's the star of the dish. So you take your piece of prosciutto, lay it on top of your veal, take your sage leaf, then we're going to just take a piece. We're going to take a toothpick, run it through our meat, and then poke it back through, kind of get it to lay flat. Pick up my dish and show you. See how we got that piece of sage kind of pinned to the top of it? We are going to do that for all of our veal. Okay, we have our saltimbocca built, for lack of a better way of putting it. We got one little tiny baby one here because I didn't want to let that piece of veal go to waste. So what we do first is we are going to turn them sage side down real quick. Oh, this little piece right here is not going to cooperate. We'll fix that off camera. We're just going to turn them upside down real quick. And salt and pepper the back side. Not going to use a lot of salt, and only salting one side because the side with the prosciutto, the salt is provided by the prosciutto itself. So just real quick, salt, pepper. I'm going to wipe off my salt and pepper shaker because of touching the veal. So I'm done. Then what we do is we take it, each piece, and dredge it in flour. Don't worry if you get some excess on there, because what we're going to do is we're going to fry these up, and then we actually deglaze the pan with some white wine, and it kind of makes a roux. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these dredged. Let's do one more. Dredge both sides in the flour. Shake off our excess. And that's how you do it. I'll be right back. Okay, if I seemed a little rushed, it's really because I am. My side dish got done. I didn't plan out my timing well. So again, part of the fun of watching these videos, I'm sure, is watching me get rushed, screw stuff up and whatnot. Okay, our butter is good and hot. I am going to just take a tiny little bit more butter and put in there because we're going to reduce this to a roux. Anyway, take our hand. There we go. Pinch off a piece of butter because that's the sanitary way to do it. While that's melting, our pan is good and hot. We're just going to take our veal, drop it in the pan like so. Pan is not quite hot enough, so we are going to let this cook more than a minute or two, again, to ensure that it gets well, not well done, lightly cooked, but not overcooked, because overcooked veal is a crime in 3 cities. Some people would argue that veal is a crime regardless. I don't feel that way. It's a tasty treat that's fun to eat. So, veal's in the pan. I'm going to let that cook for just a minute. I'm going to put a little bit more butter in here. Again, this is going to become a roux anyway. I've got a lot of flour on there and I can see my pan drying up. We don't want that to happen. Again, go with your gut. If your gut says, hey, you need more butter, you need more butter. So there we go. I'm going to break away, wash my hands. By the time I wash my hands, it'll be ready to turn this veal. Okay, I'm back at our veal. It's been about a minute or so. It's time to turn it. I'm just going to flip it right over. Again, veal doesn't take this, especially when this veal cut this thinly, does not take a long time at all to cook. Those brown little crispies in the bottom of the pan are going to be flavor when we deglaze here very, very shortly. So, turn those bad boys over. Give them about another minute, minute and a half. Everything looks really good. We've got enough butter in our pan. So I'm going to break away, get a new pan to put these on. Okay, our veal's looking really good. Good hot pan. I'm going to go ahead and flip it back over because there's a few pieces here that got a little pink on the back side. I want it to be pink in the middle, but not on top. Sometimes your prosciutto will tear off like it did that one piece. That's all right. We aren't in a restaurant, we're home cooks. This veal is pretty much ready to take off the burner. Let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to pop it over here on our pan. I'm going to turn our heat down. Those pieces that had a few pink spots, we'll take them out last because they will be brown by the time we need it. See that brownness here in the bottom of our pan? That is flavor, my friends. Let's pull it off the hot burner for a second. Now, I do have my oven at 250 degrees just to keep our veal warm. We're going to pour about a cup of white wine to deglaze our pan. We are going to crank that heat up because we want this to kind of thicken up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a wooden spoon or a wooden spatula and kind of just slowly stir this while scraping the bottom. We are going to do this for about 5 minutes and you'll see that this is going to make a really nice kind of gravy or a roux that we're going to put back over that veal. So as exciting as it is to watch me stir, I am going to break away and come back. Okay, our glaze is ready to go. It thickened right up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off the heat. We have our side dish, which you'll be able to see in our next video. It's a balsamic glaze pan fried Brussels sprout. So let me reach here in the oven. I've had our veal down here in a 250 degree oven, really just to keep it warm. Looks really good. What we're going to do, put this on a plate, a little bit of our Brussels sprouts. So now I am going to take some of our Brussels sprouts, just throw them on our plate here. Again, I'm not a plating specialist by any sense of the imagination, as you can probably tell from watching these videos. Take another spoon. What you're going to do with this wonderful glaze that we've prepared is We're just going to drizzle it over our saltimbocca like so. And that's going to add tons of flavor. Doesn't take much. That's enough right there. So,
now I'm really hungry, so I'm just going to dig right into this, not do the tastings. Thanks for watching POV Italian. Click the subscribe button in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Ciao.